crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way.
Good morning, Bix Weir, roaddoor.com. With your morning hornos is your sip of chaga coffee. My friend Dave over at X22 Report has posted the interview I did with him a couple days ago. Go check that out, x22report.com. I will post the link on the private road or on the public road. So anybody who's signed up for emails from Road to Ruta, free emails, go to, I sent it out actually this morning. And if you go to roadtoruta.com, you will see where to sign up for the free email updates. So go check that out. But make sure, some people are saying, like when Lisa said, I don't get your posts anymore. They take shit off. I don't know how they do it. So resubscribe to the Road to Ruta email service. Resubscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit subscribe under this video so you're up to date. Anyway, it's called Fauci's Time is Almost Up. The good guys are winning. The world is emerging. Because the X22 Report is on a private website, I can say whatever I want. Go check that out. I do say whatever I want. Kind of where we are on the Road to Ruta theory, on the theory that there are good guys taking out the bad guys. Go check that out. Dave's a great guy doing a great thing, great website. So there you have it. I want to talk about this. Dick Allgaier, the remote viewers, the Farsight remote viewers, Snippy, psychics, everybody's saying there's going to be a gigantic explosion, mushroom cloud in September. I mean, everybody. It's really strange and odd. But the crypto viewing guys all got it. All three of them got it. On the Farsight, they got it. Mushroom cloud, the big news event for September. Mushroom cloud. Snippy's having dreams about it. I talked to Jenny. She has some inclination. She's going to do a little more work on it, that there will be an explosion. Hers wasn't a mushroom cloud. But it got me thinking. And the reason it got me thinking is probably Cliff High's weird warning woo. And when you go to BitChute, go to Cliff High's, CLIF_HIGH. He talked about having thoughts that are completely against what he believes, and he thinks there might be some kind of military mind control shit going on with the military, which, I mean, would this be like a psyop? I've never seen all the remote viewers have the same seeing for the news of September. And, you know, Farsight and the crypto viewing guys, Snippy and psychics. To me, there's a couple things going on. A couple possibilities. One is that they're all tuning into what's going to happen, and it's going to be so big that it's such a powerful karmic force throughout the universe that they're all tapping into it. Number two, it's a psyop from the military. They're saying, okay, if we can get the psychics and the RV and the woo-woo people thinking this, so how do we inject those thoughts into the consciousness? That's a possibility. For me, who analyzes the silver, gold market, the crypto markets, and manipulation, what a gift. What a gift to the bad guys to have an explosion, especially like in a COMEX warehouse, where they're supposed to hold the silver in the SLV warehouse. What a gift. The mother of all force majeures. Force majeure. Force majeure is it's a get out of jail free card for criminal market riggers. This from Wikipedia. Force majeure is a common clause in contracts, which essentially frees both parties from liability or obligation when an extraordinary event or circumstance beyond control of the parties, such as a war, strike, riot, crime, epidemic, nuclear explosion, prevents one or both parties from fulfilling their obligations under the contract. Explicitly excluded is the event described as an act of God, which covers a separate domain and legally differs, yet it is still related to in contract law. In practice, most force majeure clauses do not excuse a party's non-performance entirely, but only suspends it for duration of the force majeure. Would that be an act of God? Would that be a war strike? Yeah, it would be. if you want to know how the bad guys are going to get out of their final contracts, they've got the lowest short position. The 4 criminal silver market riggers have the lowest short position they've had in 6 years. But I don't think, and Ted Butler doesn't think they can get much more, juice out of the longs. Basically, now is the time where they usually go allow the price of silver to rise and then short into the rise. So who knows what's going on if there is a nuclear explosion, especially if it's related to a warehouse or warehouse area of the COMEX, which is New York City, City of London. Those are the big ones. Most of under World Trade Center, I'm not sure if it's 1 or 2, was the COMEX warehouse. Most of the gold and silver was removed. As a matter of fact, there were armored cars in the process of unloading. All the vaults were open, and they were moving the gold and silver when 9/11 hit. If you're on the route, you know what it's all about because you've read the reports on the resources side that shows who did it and why they did it. Of course, Building 7 was all about the investigation in gold and silver manipulation. That's where all the documents were held, along with the part of the Pentagon where the O&I is. That's what got hit by the plane/missile. And that investigation was into the GATA allegations of market manipulation. It's not a surprise. That's where those are the spots that were hit. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go to roadtoroota.com. We're approaching the 9/11 20-year anniversary. Very significant. So the fact that these guys are seeing all this chaos and destruction, nuclear blasts or mushroom cloud explosion, Snippy's in on it. If something like that happens near they can truthfully, no matter where it goes off, if it's a nuclear attack, they would claim force majeure and get out of their short position. So it might be something they're planning because we are literally approaching something huge in the silver markets for next week. The technical traders watch the 50-day, the 100-day, the 200-day moving averages. Now, silver or gold is above their moving averages. There's not much juice left in the gold run. Silver is below each one of those. When they are penetrated, huge moves happen in silver. Let me show you the type of moves like this one. Right here. It penetrated the 50, 100-day moving average and then bam! From 17 to 28. Now, then they start shorting in here. And if my calculation is correct and what I believe was handed down to JP Morgan when they settled their dispute with the DOJ, was they're not allowed to short into the rise of silver anymore. They're pretty much out of that part of the market. They have their customers do it in their customer accounts. They're still in charge of the physical silver because they're leasing it to everybody, which turns it into a double short. So if we have a short squeeze, that's where it's going to come from. And then banks like Bank of America will be destroyed. HSBC will be destroyed. Citibank will be destroyed. JP Morgan will make massive amounts of money. But other parts, if those too big to fail banks are destroyed, you either bail them out or it's over for JP Morgan as well. So keep your silver close at hand. If you don't have any, oh my God, what are you thinking? Go to your local silver store, buy as much as you can. As much as you can. We're at the as much as you can time frame. Silver futures, pretty much all the contracts have been delivered except for 582. So what's that? 2.6 million ounces. That's not basically it's all been delivered. It's around 30 million ounces. The smallest delivery month of all the delivery months this year. Why? Because they don't have the silver. Remember, these deliveries are just banks passing paper back and forth with each other. It has nothing to do with the real thing. Just look at who is issuing it and who is taking it. The big issuer was Morgan Stanley. Out of the blue, 15 million ounces was delivered by, like half of it was delivered by Morgan Stanley. Why? Probably settling old scores. Remember, the silver short position passes. The banks collude together to pass the short position around, and then they got to close it out every once in a while. And sometimes they'll take losses in silver, and then the rigging operation will give them gains in palladium or gold or whatever to offset their losses. It's all a rigged game. Interesting that 4 traders from JP Morgan are up on RICO charges, and it is going to trial in October. Should be interesting, especially if I think, which I do think, that gold and silver would be running by then. Crazily, JP Morgan will be in the news for being the chief rigger, even though they supposedly bought their way out of it. Where's Blythe Masters in this game? Where's JP Morgan? Blythe Masters was the boss of all 4 of these traders. Would you turn state's evidence against Blythe Masters and Jamie Dimon if they tried to string you up? Of course you would. Hopefully they're not being held in the same jail that Jeffrey Epstein was held in. But we'll see. Crazy stuff. I don't think they're being held in jail because it's you need to be found guilty first, I think, for this type of crime. I don't know. Anyway, watch for Mushroom Cloud, Force Majeure, or it might be a psychological game to get everybody afraid. The more fear you have in you, the more the ability of the government to control you. And that's clear in Australia right now. I don't even know what the hell's going on. They're having practically no deaths, and they're locking down the whole country. Very odd. Very strange days indeed. But it could be a psychological op. The CIA's been doing that since at least the 50s, probably way earlier than that. Mind control experiments. You name it, they've been doing it. This is not conspiracy theory. It's common knowledge. Yeah, you can find it all over the internet. And, I mean, it's not just the internet. There's actual documentation of all this stuff going on. So now is the time to reveal secrets. And one of their secrets was to create a false sense of fear with everybody saying, mushroom cloud, mushroom cloud, mushroom cloud. That gives them more control, so they think. Or they could really pull it off and call it force majeure. I don't know. All right. Really interesting. I got people have been saying, hey, Bix, what the hell's going on with the cloud gaming? And this is as related to Theta and Theta Fuel. Cloud gaming is gigantic. The old days are going to be when you had your Xbox and your PlayStation box. That's the old days. The new days are cloud gaming, where you just download it, you just have a controller in your hand, or you use your phone, and it's faster and cheaper and better and more efficient, and you implement Theta into that world, and oh my God. How big is cloud gaming? Now remember, that's Theta's main goal. There's plenty of offshoots of what Theta could be used for, but their main goal was in the world of gaming, to expand broadband so you can have a more immersive experience. That's the way the world is going. Look at the global cloud gaming market cap forecast. 152 million. 2020, it went up 4x, 669 million, and then 3x, 1.6 billion in revenue. And look at what is 1.6 billion is huge. But look what 2024 is. Projected to be 6.5 billion. Everything is going from the old gaming, where you have a box and the clunky wires and all that stuff, to cloud gaming. In order for cloud gaming to work, we need high-speed internet, broadband. Who has the patents for all that shit? Theta. Theta is going to $1,000 per token. $1,000 per token. And you're, as an investor, you want to buy low and sell high. Do you think buying at $7 and selling at, or $8, I don't know what it is today, and selling at $1,000 is a way to buy low and sell high? Yes. Does it matter if it takes 6 months or 6 years? It shouldn't with that kind of return. I don't think it will take 6 years to get to 1,000, probably 2 or 3 years. But wouldn't you want to be involved in that return? Not to mention staking and earning Theta Fuel. I don't even know what Theta Fuel would be worth. At $1,000, that, at a 20-to-1 ratio like it is today, that would put Theta at, what was it, $200? No. 20-to-1, $50? $100 is 10%. $10 is 1%. Anyway, it's a hell of a lot more than the 33 cents it is right now. 33 cents to $20? That's a big jump. 25. You do the math, but it's a lot. So Theta and Theta Fuel are the future of gaming. And is it real? Absolutely. Is cloud gaming the future of the gaming industry? Everybody in the gaming industry is playing it that way. Google has this new thing called, not too new, but they're improving it, Stadia, where that's all you need is that controller. That's it. Google Stadia takes a unique approach in gaming. You don't really need any equipment beyond a computer or streaming device and a decent broadband connection. Brought to you by Theta. So what do you get for your Google Stadia subscription? How does it compare to other online gaming options and gaming consoles? Google is throwing massive amounts of money because they know how big this is going to be, especially as more and more people have to stay home because all the fear. And what do you do when you stay home? The vast majority of the population does gaming. I'm not a gamer. Amy plays games on her phone. I'm not a gamer. It doesn't interest me. But the company that is facilitating it for 7 billion people, that interests me. Theta Fuel should be your number one cryptos. So much bigger than Bitcoin. Bitcoin's all it is a store of value. It's a good store of value. It's kind of like gold. It's going to be very stable. But do you want to invest in something stable or something that will change the world? That's what Theta is preparing to change the world. And remember, last time Theta Labs sold some Theta, it jumped up 40x. They just did it again. So I am expecting a 40x move within a year. By the end of this year, I'm thinking 10x move. $88.88 is my call within this year. So, hey, if it happens, it happens. I'm not saying it can't go to 0 or negative 40 like oil did. In the midst of the chaos, force majeure of the banks, nobody's going to know what anything's worth. So just keep that in mind. Don't invest money that you can't afford. Never leverage up. Never, max out credit cards because we don't know where it's going to go before it goes big. Remember, they put the price of oil at minus $40 with the computer programs. They can do the same to silver, to gold, to cryptos, to the stock market, the bond market, to everything. Just keep that in mind. All right. I have posted the latest Jenny Moonstone reading. Raise your daggers for the final silver battle. We do a discussion and a reading on where the silver manipulation stands. Really interesting stuff. Go check it out. Part 2 of the reading is the blind readings of some crazy stuff. I'll be posting that today or tomorrow. This is on the private road at roadtoruda.com. Go check us out. Hit subscribe today. And you too can get a backstage pass on the road to Ruda. And we do still, at least at the moment, we're still giving away the Silver Road to Ruda coins, the coolest coin ever made, ever, beyond any other coin out there, each individually numbered double stamped with luster, Cave of Gold in the Grand Canyon, the burlap sack. How can you beat that? And we don't sell them. People say, I want to buy 100 of them. No, we don't sell them. We keep the mintage low to add value, the scarcity value of these coins. And if the road to Ruda is proven correct, which I think it will be in the coming years, maybe in the coming months, these will be worth a hell of a lot of money, in my opinion. Not to mention the silver content of the coin, which I think is going into the thousands of dollars per ounce of silver. Anyway, you can get a free one by subscribing to the Road to Ruta or renewing your subscription. This is Bix Weir, roadtoruta.com. Hang in there. We'll talk to you later.
Tight, my friends. Theta girl's on her way. Well, I was searching for a token that would fly to the sky. Dump everything on her, let her take me so high. Well, she said her name was Theta, wanna go for a ride. All band expansion, always there by my side. She's my Theta girl, she really rocks my world. Go Theta, go Theta, go Theta, go. I said go Theta, go Theta, go Theta, go. Well, the 40X move in 2020 was fun. You ain't seen how high my little Theta can run. Coinbase will add 300 million or more. America will love her while they watch her price soar. She's my Theta girl, she really rocks my world. Go Theta, go Theta, go Theta, go. I said go Theta, go Theta, go Theta, go. Go Theta, go Theta, go Theta, go. Go Theta, go Theta, go Theta, go. You're my Theta girl, you really rock my world. Go Theta, go Theta, go Theta, go. Well, my wife got really jealous, I love Theta too much. She said, I know it sounds crazy, I'm missing your touch. You're gonna have to choose, it's either me or your coin. I'm sad to see her go, but look where Theta is gone. She's my Theta girl, she really rocks my world. Go Theta, go Theta, go Theta, go. I said go Theta, go Theta, go Theta, go. Go Theta, go Theta, go Theta, go. Go Theta, go Theta, go Theta, go. You're my Theta girl, you really rock my world. Go Theta, go Theta, go Theta, go. Well, I believe Shirazi $1,000 or more. Everybody watching Theta partner galore. Samsung and Sony, Apple, Netflix and more. Google and then YouTube, well, you watch it press soar. It's my Theta girl, she really rocks my world. Go Theta, go Theta, go Theta, go. Sit go Theta, go Theta, go Theta, go. Go Theta, go Theta, go Theta, go. Go Theta, go Theta, go Theta, go. You're my Theta girl, you really rock my world. Go Theta,